What is up, everyone? Super excited to have you here today because, well, we're going to talk about some important stuff here this morning. If this is your first time joining us on this is our Saturday edition of our Take Action Morning Show. But if this is your first time, just wanted to say welcome and thank you for joining us. And you're going to find some pretty cool people hanging out here with us. As soon as we get the feed live, it's live, but it's still being sent out. So I know that there will be people trickling in as we get the broadcast out there and we get live. So today I decided to switch it up a little bit. You know, we talk a lot about tactics and strategies and marketing and business, and I like to sprinkle in a little bit of that good old fashioned mindset stuff. And today we are going to be diving into a little bit of the mindset. And really the topic that I want to talk about is selling yourself. And I don't mean like selling yourself out there like, hey, I'm for sale. It's more about you internally making the decision. And really, I'm going to go through a few things here that I think will help you if you're struggling with that, or you might not even be aware that you are holding yourself back because you haven't done a good job selling yourself. So I want to teach you how to be a good salesperson to yourself, because that's a big one, guys. Let me ask you guys this before we do jump into this, because I'm still letting the feed get active and live, and I see a bunch of you jumping in now. What I did want to do, though, is I wanted to ask you a quick question before we jump in. Do you believe mindset is important in the success of you in business and in life? So I just want to get a temperature here. I want to see where we're at. All right. Are you thinking to yourself, mindset? Yeah, you need it, but I need to learn tactics and hacks and strategies. So I'm just curious, where are you at with thinking along those lines? So we got Salama in the house. What is up? Let's rock on. I love that, Salama, that you actually came in with that. You came in hot with the rock now. So I love that. Nigel, good morning from Ireland. What is up, my friend? Agnet, what is up? Hello. Good morning, Karen. Always good to see you. And Renee is here. Hi, how are you? We got Derek in the house from Atlanta, Georgia. Grace, good morning to you. So I think that giant yes capitalized means that yes, we need a little bit of mindset help here, right? Agnet says yes. James, what is up, man? How are you doing? Are you jamming over there, wherever you're hanging out? Let's see. Salama, 80% mindset, 20% tactics. Very, very important. And yes, I believe that. I'd probably increase that a little bit. I think it's even more important than 80%. Because once you figure out the tactics and strategies, you got to get through the mental hurdles. Like that is the stuff that's holding us back, guys. It totally is. And you can never have enough mindset stuff. Now, I don't mean you got to sit there and all day meditate and, think about all of these crazy thoughts, right? To get yourself to do stuff. We can't sit here and think about things all day, right? We have to actually get out there and do something and take action, as I always say. But if you do not have the correct mindset, if you don't surround yourself with people that have that mindset, it is going to be a long journey, and you're probably going to be frustrated. You're going to want to give up, and we don't want that. All right. So mindset's a big deal. My wife and I were just talking about this last night. We're out on the back deck, sitting out there looking at the pond and watching a couple of the kids around our block. They fish. We're out there, watching them fish and just enjoying the moment for a minute. But we were talking about how so important mindset is. Even me announcing doing this rebrand was a mindset thing. Like I had to go through some struggles. I had to go through some doubts and, some questions, like questioning. Even though you can look back and go, oh, wow, you had a whole bunch of successes over there. You're never going to have those doubts. No, you are. So that's why we got to train this. We got to keep this muscle up here, our brain. We have to exercise it. We got to keep that thing moving and growing and, really being able to sell ourselves, because that's really what we need to do, because it's up to us. This is the vehicle, right? We have the vehicle. Our vehicle is us, right? It's our human body, right? Like it is us, right? The mind controls the body and our actions, right? So we need to, before we can ever even go out there and potentially get what we want, we need to sell this up here. We have to. It is a must. All right. So a lot of you are agreeing. Mike Smiley in the house. James, mindset is the most important. And yes, I agree with you. Renee says, yes, mindset is super important to me. Nigel, definitely. If you don't have the right mindset, you will not succeed. All caps. Yep. That's what it means. And yeah, because it was all caps. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you? And James says, I am jamming, brother. Cool. I'm waiting for that tune that you were gonna push out so I can go ahead and learn AC/DC, Hell's Bells. I want to play that. What's up, Charles? Hey, Scott, rock on. Awesome. I love how we're using the rock on analogy. I love this. You're actually giving me ideas for some t-shirt stuff. We're going to be making some t-shirts up for the new rebrand. And I've got one shirt that I'm going to put into play pretty soon. And let me ask you guys this. Again, we're having coffee. We can kind of jam here a little bit, right? What do you guys think of this shirt? I'm thinking about doing, my wife came up with this concept. I came up with one that was similar. What do you think about this? How about, because I want to start wearing these shirts. All right. I want to start wearing these shirts that are representing the Rock Your brand and the mindset and all of that stuff. Action equals results. And it might be action and then an equal sign and then results. What do you think about that? To me, that's 100% true. And it's something that we should wear that reminds us that, listen, I know today might be tough. I know there might be a bump in the road. I know that. It happens. But you know what? Without action, there's no results. So guess what? You got to start taking some action, even if it's not perfect action, right? Even if it's, something that might not be perfect, it's better than nothing, right? So we got to be able to do that. So I'm thinking about creating some shirts, some that I can wear, and starting to create some merch for the Rock Your Brand podcast. I want to have some fun with it. So what do you guys think? You guys got any shirt ideas? Any ideas for some shirts we can kind of play with? We can spitball here this morning on that. Derek says, we have to keep our minds from the distractions and the bombardment of shiny objects. I had to stop the madness. Yes, please do. And I want to be that person that helps you with that, right? We're not doing any shiny object stuff here. I will be the first to tell you, if I start talking about something and it is not going to help your business right now, then just ignore that for right now. Doesn't mean don't ever use it, but I am going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to only give you guys the simplified version of what it really takes to build a successful business that allows you to reach your dreams. Like that's what I'm after. That's my mission. That's my quest. All right. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So if at any time it doesn't pertain to you, it doesn't mean that you have to do it, right? You have to decide, is that going to help you? Oh, I like that, Renee. Rock with action. Nice. Yes, Charles says action equals results. Yes. Okay. Okay, so we have a question coming in. We'll answer some questions at the end here. The right action equals the right results. Like that. What's up there? And then wait, I'm trying to think of the name now. So it's Ron Boots, but it's not. I think it's let me think here. Michael? See if I got that right. Good morning. Sitting here having some coffee myself and reading a book on raising rabbits, always learning. That's awesome. Nice. Rock with action. Rocket with action. I like that too. Those are good. Those are good. Okay. If you guys have any ideas in the meantime, drop them in the comments. Let's get to it though. Okay. I want to give you guys some notes here that I put together. Okay. Now, today's topic that we're talking about is all about selling yourself. And really, it's one thing that if you do this is a massive tip, okay? A massive advantage that you have. If you can sell yourself on whatever you're trying to do and you commit to that 125%, you will unlock potential you never knew you had. But the first step is selling yourself. You have to sell yourself. Because if you don't believe it, how the heck are you supposed to do it? Right? So let me ask you something. Again, I want to make this interactive. Are you sold on the idea that you can achieve what you're trying to achieve? And I also should probably say, if you don't know what you are shooting for, if you don't know what your dream is, and your dream today could be different than it will be in 3 years from now. But what is your dream right now? What is your dream to achieve? That business that allows you to do X, Y, and Z. What is it? Because we all know we're not here because it's all about making millions of dollars, right? Now I'm not against making millions of dollars. What I am against is you not earning the money and having it give you the life that you truly want. It's not necessarily the money, right? The money just provides the way or the ability to get what you want. And a lot of times that's freedom. For us here on the Take Action crew here, or our Take Action morning show, it's always about freedom. It's always about the stability and freedom to do what we want when we want, right? So if you don't have that clear why, we did a coffee talk probably around 3 or 4 shows ago. I'm going to put it right there on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be there later. But if you're watching this after we just did this live, it'll be there. All right. The why exercise. You have to go through that. If you don't go through that, you won't know, okay, what you're actually selling yourself. Okay. So you have to sell yourself the idea that I can do this. And why can I do this? Because I'm committed. I don't know all the answers, but I am committed and determined to get those answers and take action every single day to achieve that thing. So you have to get in the mindset of you can do this, you will do this, and there's nothing that's going to stop you. Okay? You're going to figure out the answers, the solutions. You're going to figure out what that next stumbling block is, and you're going to overcome it. But you need to know in your head, you need to sell yourself. You need to be the best salesperson to yourself first before you can ever sell a product or ever get anyone to come over to your website. You need to sell yourself first. So my question to you right now is I want you to come clean with me and the rest of the Take Action crew. I want you to let us know, is that something that you feel you are 100% sold on the idea that you can personally do it? Not that person, not that person, not that person, because that's the other trap that we do not want to fall into. You can't compare yourself to other people. Well, this is just too saturated. There's no way that I can do this. There's just no way. There's other people that have already done it. There's not enough space. There's not enough piece. There's not another piece of the pie, which is a bunch of crap. All right. So I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to get real with you. Okay. Those are voices that are coming into your head because you're comparing yourself to someone else. You don't believe that you're worthy enough for whatever reason. Right. And you're thinking to yourself, there's no way. I don't have the creds. I don't have the network. I don't have this. I don't have that. These are all excuses because you don't have the confidence. So let's talk about confidence for a minute. You probably already have the confidence you need. You just haven't found it by going back in time. Now, in my book, The Take Action Effect, I go through an exercise where I have you look back at your past and I have you document and kind of go back and see exactly what you have done that you might have forgot about. You're like, that was so yesterday, right? Like I did that back when I was in high school, right? Like you might have did that. And then you said, but that was a big deal. Like I was so afraid to get up in front of my peers in school and do this thing, right? Maybe it was a play. Maybe it was Battle of the Bands. I did Battle of the Bands, by the way. It was fun. That was one of the highlights of my high school. Even with all my sports, I had such a blast with Battle of the Bands. And you know something? Funny story. My father recorded, I don't even know if he recorded it. Someone recorded it on a VHS tape, one of those big VHS players or recorders. And my father I went back to look at it, and my father ended up, remember how you used to be able to take tape and put over the little spot there where you can't record over it? And he put tape over it because he wanted to tape a bowling match. And he taped a bowling match over my Battle of the Bands. I don't have that footage. If anybody out there is watching this and they went to my high school and they have footage, please send it to me. I want that footage. It was with the hair. I had the long hair. I was rocking front and center of that stage. And I was nervous. I was so nervous to get on that stage and play. And it was the three of us. It was me. It was my bass player. His name was Ernie, and Kevin, who played our drums. We had a 3-piece band. I was the lead guitarist, the rhythm guitarist, and the singer. And man, I wish I had that footage right now. But my point is this. I got off that stage and the adrenaline was so high. I felt so amazing. It was like, wow, like that's where I need to be, right? Like that was awesome. And at the time I thought it was going to be a rock star, right? And people were coming up to me like, Scott, I had no idea that you could sing. I had no idea that you could play like that. Like you did awesome. Like, holy crap. And the kids, like weeks later, months later, they were coming up to me and just saying, being like, dude, man, where are you going to play next? And that made me feel like I could actually do it. Right now, you know the rest of the story. I didn't end up becoming a rock star. I kind of grew up and figured that I didn't want to be on the road all the time. I met my wife and wanted to settle down and have a family, and I'm so glad I did. But it taught me that I did want to go out there and really entertain people, but also put a smile on people's faces. And that's kind of what I'm doing now, right? It's just funny how things work and they go full circle. But I can go back to that one experience and I can go, wow, I got some confidence there from that. And I need to go back to that a little bit and say, you know what, that might have been my classmates, but I was nervous. I was scared. I remember that curtain went up and my hands were trembling a little bit and they were sweaty. And I didn't know if I was going to, play a bad chord. I didn't know how my voice was going to project. I was so nervous. But once I finally did it, and I got the feedback, I was like, wow, that felt pretty good. And you know what? It wasn't that hard and people actually liked it. So it built my confidence. All right. So you got to sometimes, in order to get the confidence, you got to do it. And you got to just risk the little bit of, well, I might look foolish, or, oh, it might not be perfect. You got to push through that stuff. And you need to sell yourself that you can do it. And the only way that you're going to do it, if you want it bad enough, is to actually get out there and do it, right? And take action, as we always say. So that is somewhat of the lesson I wanted to give you guys today. I wasn't even going to share that story. That story just kind of came up. I kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. But I have some notes here. So basically confidence is big. And to get confidence yourself, you need to create right now these little mini wins. So what is something that you didn't think that you could do that you did? And then you're like, okay, cool. Good job. Pat yourself on the back. Great job. Even though someone else doesn't give you the pat on the back, doesn't mean you can't give yourself a pat on the back, right? You did it, right? I didn't think I was going to be able to set up a website because it's too technical, right? And you did it and you figured it out and you're like, I did it. And it wasn't that bad. Or maybe you started it and you ran into problems. The host went down, or the WordPress blog needed an update and you didn't know it. And then it came up with an error message and you had to figure that out. And it took you 2 days, but guess what? You got it up and running and it's working now. Yay. Right? Give yourself that, that confidence, or get that confidence by what you've already achieved. So go back in time, think of something that you were so nervous about, didn't know if you could do it, but you wanted to do it. And you pushed yourself through that. And after you did that, you've seen that, wow, that wasn't that bad. And guess what? I did it. And I'm so glad I did it because now I feel good about it. And I got some really good results, right? And now I can build from that. But right now, it doesn't matter if you did something in business or you did something, at your high school or, at college or at work. Maybe it was a promotion you were trying to go for and you doubted yourself because you didn't think you had the creds. Whatever it is, go back in time and go through that and see how you felt and then how it felt after, and give yourself that confidence, right? Because you have the confidence. It's just inside. You got to go find it and you got to bring it back. All right. So create those mini wins right now, though. So what is something that could be a mini win, and set that marker and then try to achieve that. All right. So I want you to do that. And then I want you to also do this. I want you to clarify, what is that dream for yourself? What is the dream that you want, that you see right now? Because again, on that horizon, you're going to get there and then there's going to be another horizon. You're never going to reach the horizon. You don't want to. I don't want to. I want to grow. I want to go there. I want to be able to keep growing, but that horizon is always going to be there. We're just always going for maybe a little bit of a different horizon, right? Or a different height in the horizon, right? So we want to make sure, we want to make sure that we have the dream that we are going after. We want it crystal clear right now. What is that right now? And then you need to sell yourself. You need to sell yourself. Yes, I can do that personally. Me. Yes, I'm good enough. Yes, I'm smart enough. And if I don't know how to do something, I'm going to learn how to do it. You need to sell yourself. So you need to be a salesperson, and you need to sell to yourself before you can ever go out there and achieve your dreams. All right. So guys, let me know in the comments. Is this something that you feel that you can do? Do you feel that you can take that dream that you want and make it a reality? Because I do believe in you. I think you can do it. I know you can do it. But you personally, you got to sign up here. You got to sell yourself the dream. And the dream can be reality. Okay? Everybody's dream is different. So go back to when you were a kid. Remember when you were a kid and you were like, I want to be a fireman. I want to be an actress. I want to be this. You thought you could do it, right? And then society got in the way. And then we started getting limiting beliefs because we thought we had to go to college in order to be successful, right? And then maybe we thought we could do something, but then we're like, oh, well, we're not really good at singing, so we can't do that. I can't be in a Broadway play, right? So whatever it is, I want you to identify that, because I think it's really, really important that if you go back to when you were a kid, there was no limitations. But society and now social media, all of that stuff, it makes us feel like we can't get it. But I'm here to tell you, you can have anything you want. Anything you want. I don't care what it is. And all you need to do is identify it right now. What does that look like? And then sell yourself. What is it? And sell yourself that you are going to get it. All right. So if you are with me on this, drop in the comments, I will achieve my dreams. I will achieve my dreams. Put it on paper, right? Put it in the comments. This is your time to commit to yourself. And I want you to sell yourself right now if you haven't done so already. All right. Let's see what we got going on in the comments. Wow, we got a lot of stuff going on. I need a sip of coffee here. Awesome. Oh yeah, wow. Okay. More t-shirt ideas too. So Derek says, is this why to create an avatar? Well, first off, if your business is really serving someone that is like you, then you already have your avatar, right? I love the avatar idea, the concept. If you're building a business, you should know exactly who you are serving, and you shouldn't serve everyone, right? So I know typically people that are tuning in or listening to this or showing up and part of our Take Action crew right now, our listeners to the podcast, most everyone, the common thing that we have in common, okay, and I know this, is that we all want stability and freedom, and it's not about the shiny, yachts or the sports cars and stuff. I mean, hey, I love old school muscle cars. I have a 1973 Mustang convertible, right? It's not a class, or an A class. It's got a few nicks in it, I just love the old school cars, right? It's not $100,000 Mustang, right? But it serves me well, right? We're after those types of things, right? That brings me back to my childhood. That brings me back to the days that made me really smile and feel free, right? So I'm not after the new Corvette. Just personally not me. I'm just not into it. If you are, that's fine. I'm personally not into that. I'm more into, I want stability. I want freedom to do what I want when I want to. Like, that is it, right? And I know the people, my avatar are those people. The people that are looking for the Lamborghini with the girl in the bikini on the front of it, that's not my people, right? It's just not. Like, that's not me. That's probably not you, right? So you can get deeper with the avatar. I can say it's a guy, his name is Rich, right? He wears khakis. He wears a button-down shirt or maybe a t-shirt. Probably for me, it'd be a t-shirt. Doesn't like his job, wants to get out of his job, has a family, two kids, a dog, right? and is just really frustrated with his job. I could go down that road, right? And I do have an avatar, and I speak to that avatar pretty much when I write, or even when I think of like a concept for a piece of content or whatever. It is very helpful. But at this point right now, the avatar I want you to think about is yourself. Right? I want you to think about yourself and identify your values, identify your true why. If you have not done that exercise, you need to do that this weekend. Okay. Make sure that you do that. Jennifer says, I rock taking action. I like that too. That's cool. We're gonna have to make some notes here. Mike says, I've having to revisit my original intentions, goals, and whether or not it is advisable to stay with this one and accelerate building basically a relaunch brand or pivot to another brand and business. Yeah, I think you do need to sit down and do that, Mike. I think it would be a great exercise for you and anyone else listening and watching, because we do need to know, is this thing for the money, or is it what is going to serve me and serve others? Like, that's what it comes down to. I have no problem with building short-term little businesses. I'm building 2 of them right now in 2 separate markets, which I'm not like, I don't have passions in really. One of them, I kind of have one, but not all that much, right? I mean, it's there, right? But I'm building those businesses for a couple different reasons. I enjoy building stuff. I want to build them for some passive income. I want to get them to $1,000 per month recurring, kind of like a rental unit would be. And then I might sell them, or I might rebuild it, or I might, just keep it as rental, So I have no problem doing that. But I do think that we all need a project or a business that serves us here too. But I wouldn't say do all of that right now. So you could do the personal passion thing on the side and devote some side time for that. And then the other one is more like, that's what's going to feed us, kind of thing. And I've done that in the past, right? I've went from one to the other, right? It's kind of like, the construction business helped me get to my photography business. My photography business helped me get to my online digital training in the photography space business. That brought me into the Amazon space business. That brought me into the podcast business. And you see how everything kind of leads to where you're going. And now the podcast has shifted from just e-commerce to online business and brand building. So yeah, I think you might need to revisit that. Karen, I believe that I can build this business, all caps. Yes, Karen, I believe you, and you need to believe yourself. Salma, focus on your why or purpose to get inspired. 100%. And you got to be reminded of that every single day, by the way. Derek says 100%. I know I can totally do so much. Jennifer said, great. I believe you. Believe yourself. Keep saying that, guys. You might have to say that every single morning. The minute you wake up, you need to remind yourself, and you need to be determined. You need a little help with that? Show up here. I'll help you with that. All right. Show up here. And I should probably say that, guys. I should put my little banner up here. TakeActionCrew.com. If you go there, it's going to redirect you over to our Facebook page where you will be notified when we go live. So if you're interested in joining our Take Action Crew, you can go over to TakeActionCrew.com. I'm calling this our Take Action Morning Show. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm excited, but this is going to be your daily dose of some Take Action stuff. So make sure that you show up. Let's see here. A few more. Let's see. Salma says, you are here for a reason and there is no one else like you. Does everyone else, wait a minute. Do you or everyone else is taken? Yes, I agree with that. Just because other people, I hear that all the time. Well, just because that person did it, I shouldn't do it. I should go to a different market. No. Like, if you're determined to stay the course, you're going to get there. It's just maybe it might take a little bit more time, right? You got to show up, right? You got to show up. Like, I've got dreams of impacting thousands of people, right? And right now, I am on the podcast, thousands of people every single week, every single month, right? We're just over 16 million downloads now. So it's great, right? I want this little Take Action Morning Show. I want it to take a life of its own. right? And I would love this to be able to reach thousands. It's not there yet. Am I stopping? No, I'm not, right? Because number one, this gives me energy every single day. It also gives me time to really listen to you and see exactly what you need so I can help you along on the journey. So again, patience is key, guys. You can't expect that you're just going to start something and in 30 days, you're going to get these amazing results, right? It's slow and steady. That's what wins the race. Derek, I'm going to start unsubscribing to keep this madness out of our email box to take me off focus and keep coming, report them as spam or abuse. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, just go through your inbox right now. If you see a name come up and you're like distraction, boom, just unsubscribe. Like, it's literally that simple. Any email that you're subscribed to, mandatory, there needs to be an unsubscribe button on the bottom of that email. Just unsubscribe, right? And if I'm a distraction, unsubscribe from me. I'll tell you first and foremost, like if I'm a distraction, unsubscribe from me. No problem. Because I only want to show up in people's inbox with value, and I want them to know that, right? So I'm actually getting ready to do that on my email list right now since we've done the rebrand. Is I want to basically let people know, and I'm going to share that with you guys too. I'll share with you like the email so you guys can maybe implement this as well. But the email is going to be very simple. I'm unsubscribing you. Please read. And then inside it's going to be like, I'm going to be unsubscribing anyone that doesn't want to receive emails from me. The way that I'm going to do that is if you open this email, you will not be unsubscribed. If you click the link, you will not be unsubscribed. Anyone that does not open in this amount of time, we are going to be unsubscribing. Like, that's it. Done. Right? And so that way there, we can clean the list. And we do that every so often. But I like that because then you do get a bunch of unsubscribes. And that's great. Right? So we only want to connect with the people that actually want us to email them, right? Or to message them or show up on Facebook, right? Like, I'm not holding you here right now, right? Like you can go or you can stay and we'll hang out, right? So you need to show up with value. And then you need to also know that the people that are showing up in your inbox, are they delivering value or are they distracting you? Which one? And you just make that decision. Oh, Daniel, what's up? Let's see here. Renee, Scott with long hair. Really? Me too. Yeah. You guys want to see a picture of that sometime? Let me know if you want to see a picture of Scott with long hair. I've got one picture in mind. And if you do, on an upcoming coffee talk, maybe I will share that picture. Yeah. Scott had long hair, probably down to about there. Yep. But it was kind of borderline mullet, to be honest with you. But yeah, if you guys want to see that, stick around. Maybe I'll share that with you. So you are not new to rock, just moved from bands to brands. Exactly. Yeah, I'm not new to rock. I've been rocking for a long time. I rock everything that I do, by the way. I've been told that, just as far as and what I mean by that is I just do it and then I figure out like how to fix things later. I just kind of do it. It's the same thing. Like when I'm playing guitar, I don't want to learn a bunch of theory. I want to just play. And so it's funny. My first guitar teacher that actually was my second guitar teacher. My first one did not do well with me because he wanted to teach me theory. The second one, I walked into a music store and I was looking at guitars. I was with my father. I'll never forget. It was Hilton Music. It was in a mall called Clifton Country Mall in upstate New York. And I went in there and there was this big guy. He had a beard. He was kind of heavy, right? Heavy guy. And he had big fingers and everything. And I'm just like, oh, this guy, big dude. Probably doesn't play guitar. And so I got talking to him and he was like, oh, so you taking lessons? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, where are you taking him? I go, I'm taking him over to, it was, what was the name of it? It was Only Guitar Shop was the name of it. And so I was taking him there and he goes, oh, how's it going? I go, pretty good. I go, I don't know. I'm learning the blues and I don't really want to learn the blues. I want to learn like Ozzy Osbourne or like, something from Jakey Lee or something. And he's like, well, what song? I go, Crazy Train. I mean, that was the hot song back then. And he's like, oh, really? Come on over here for a minute. So he goes over, he plugs in, sits down, and he starts hammering out. He starts riffing like crazy, the opening to Crazy Train, you know, na 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 na. He starts going, and I'm like, I'm amazed. I'm like a 15-year-old kid, like, oh my gosh, like I've never heard that played in front of me. Like I was blown away. And he was like, yeah, you want me to teach you the first, the first few licks? And I'm like, yeah. So he goes, all right, well, it's this. And he wrote it down on a piece of paper. It was tablature. I was introduced to tablature way back then. Tablature just means that he draws 6 lines, and then he basically just marks out like your fingers, like one first finger, third finger, or frets, and your fingers. And so basically he drew this thing out, scratched it out, put it out there. He goes, there, go ahead and try to practice that, when you get home. And if you want to do lessons, I do lessons here. And I'm like, okay. So I went home and I spent hours on just that. So what he did was he introduced me to what I wanted to do by listening, not by learning theory. He got me to play. So if I can get you to take action on the smallest thing, I can get you movement, right? So I've kind of taken that same idea within business, right? How can I simplify things so it's easier for you to implement versus you having to think you got to learn all of the formulas and all of the strategies before you actually get started. So what he did was brilliant because it got me sitting down, and I knew what I wanted to play. I just needed to make it happen, right? By listening and by playing. And so I would say probably after about 2 days, I had it. I nailed it. And I'm like, Dad, I want to take lessons from him. So I started taking lessons from him, and I took lessons from him for probably 3 years. And his strategy was this: every week he got to teach you what he wanted you to learn, what you should learn. And then he took the other half of the lesson and he said, what song you want to learn this week? And then he would give me like the opening lick. And that was it. That was his formula. And it worked because every week I could bring a new song in. Hey, Cinderella. There was a group called Cinderella. Anybody remember Cinderella? Drop it in the comments. And it was, oh gosh, what song was it? There was a song. Oh gosh, I forget now. But it was a Cinderella song. And I remember saying, like, can you teach me this one? And he would be like, yep. And he would just go and he would listen for a few minutes. He would write it down. He would play it. He would write it down. He'd be like, all right, there you go. 10 minutes. He'd figure out like the opening, like riff, and he'd give it to me. And then I'd have that to go home and play. And then he would show me scales. He would show me, different formulas for running scales, different keys, different hand positioning, different picking techniques, all that stuff. But he gave me what I wanted. He also gave me what I needed. Right. So that was huge. So anyway, just thought I would share that with you. Didn't think I was going to share that. I forgot all about it, but that was the rock days. Yes. And there was long hair there, Renee. So Renee says, me making speeches and presentations, that's my accomplishment. That is where I did it and I can do it again. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, you absolutely can. Ashley, before I was a photographer, I built a really successful business as a hairstylist in less than a year. As a bread newbie, I worked on a TV show, cut hair of a celebrity, and visit a massive clientele in less than a year and accomplished more than any of my peers in my area. There you go, Ashley. Big time, right? So that's awesome. Congratulations. I always tell myself I can have a win like that again. You absolutely can. It's not a one-hit wonder. I do not believe that. Yes, I feel like I can do this again. 100%. Always struggle with accomplishing things now because I have a guilt on taking time away from my toddler, but I know I can do it. It's very simple there though. Just dedicate time to be present with, your toddler, and then present with what you want to work on. You just got to figure out that during your day. And I think you can do it. James says, yes, I can make this dream a reality. You absolutely can. Cool. Wow, there's a lot of you. Yes, I will achieve my dreams. Yes, I will achieve my dreams. Karen, we are setting short-term goals. So far, we are reaching them, celebrating along the way. If it comes a time we don't, then we will reset the goals and move forward. Awesome. A lot of I will achieve my dreams. So guys, write that down. Nigel says, I've already achieved one dream in business, and it's now time to achieve this new dream. Awesome. Let's see. Atlay, some gurus say don't worry about building a brand until you make $100,000 a month. What do you think? Is making money first or building a brand? No, I don't agree with that at all. Personally, I mean, if it works for them, that's fine. But I think you can do both. I think you can build a brand and make money at the same time. There's no short way to make $100,000 a month, by the way. Derek, I will start investing my time and money to what I want and not the things that take me off my focus. This is a result of listening to these so-called gurus. Yeah, you got to tune that out, man. I will not let off my focus and stay the course. Awesome. And Jennifer says, you're an awesome distraction. Smiley face. Well, thank you for that. Yes, we want to see that picture. Ashley says, okay, that'll come. I will definitely do that. Sensation advice. Definitely share the pic. A mullet? Wow, Derek says, yeah. Okay, so speaking of selling yourself, any tips on putting a price tag on yourself, your consulting service? That's a whole nother discussion, but I would say in the beginning, you want to help people get results. So I would not price what technically you would price in the future. It's always about getting people the result and actually going through that versus just saying like, I'm going to be a life coach. I'm going to charge $1,000 an hour. So there's a little bit of work that needs to be done there. I got to see the mullet. Great teacher, Charles says, thank you. All right, cool. So we're going to wrap this up. This was a good call, by the way, guys. That's nice. Nobody's full or don't know what you got till it's gone. That's the Cinderella. Thank you, Charles. I think it was nobody's fool, to be honest with you. I forgot how to play that. I'm sure I could go back to it, but yeah, that's awesome. Nobody's fool. What was the one there? I'm trying to think of it. Wait. Somebody save me. Yeah, somebody save me. That was the other one. I think that was the title of it. I lost my job. They kicked me out of my tree. Oh, that's funny. Yes, you're bringing it back. Ryan says, how are you connecting the RODECaster into the computer for streaming? It's pretty simple. I actually have a USB coming out of the Rode. It's going into my computer, actually into the Cam Link. The Cam Link is coming through the camera. The audio is going directly in as USB, but it's coming out of the Rode. I did a whole video on that setup, by the way, as well. I'll put it right there if my YouTube guy sees that. There it is. If not, I'll put it in the description. I will achieve my dream and stay focused, Derek says. Awesome. Did I learn any Boston songs? I didn't. I wasn't a huge Boston fan. I listen to them now more than I did then. But I was not a big Boston fan, more of a Foreigner. I liked Foreigner a lot. I still like Foreigner. Like if I want to go back in the day and listen to some classic rock, that's what I would be. But I'm actually I was more into the 80s and 90s, which I know that Journey was part of it too, but Foreigner, yeah, Foreigner's I like those guys. And actually their new singer, actually seen them, that was Journey. I seen Journey and Def Leppard. That was pretty fun. My wife and I and 2 friends of ours went. Awesome. All right, guys. So let me ask you this. Are these mindset talks helpful? Do you guys like these? Because I like doing them, to be honest with you. And I think that they're necessary. I believe I'm going to do them regardless, but I want to know your feedback on this. And I want to help you through any struggles or sticking points. And I want you to just get this thing up here. I want you to get this thing dialed in. I want you to get this thing right, because if you do, sky's the limit. I mean, we can do anything that we want and we want to achieve, and we can do it in a way that serves us, serves our family, and we can prioritize. And I know that, I think it was Ashley that said, it's tough to take that time and segment it, but you do need to be conscious of that, and you do need to do that. And I think you can have both. It's not easy. So I'm not going to tell you there's a magic pill or a magic formula. Not easy, right? When I'm trying to stay present in the moment of what we're doing, excuse me, as a family, I work on that all the time, right? I want to be present. I want to be present with you right now. I want to be present with something that I'm working on. I want to be present with my daughter, who this afternoon we're going to use the mic and we're going to go into GarageBand and she's going to record herself because she's been practicing this song. So I'm going to be present in that. I'm going to help her with that. I'm going to enjoy that, but I'm going to be present in that. But we made it a point to schedule that. I think that's also important. You got to schedule things. Cool. Yeah. Jennifer says, we, Journey stalkers, yes, love your talks and sessions and love being part of the Take Action crew. Awesome. Yes, got to win the mental game first. Absolutely. Yes, I think these mindset talks are really helpful. Mike says, yes, I enjoy them because I get and understand the process. That's easy to learn. It's the mindset that acts as the catalyst for action. Love it. I love them. Mindset is very important. When I am in the right mindset, I just put my head down and keep doing what I'm doing, committed and consistent. Yeah, that's the key right there. I'm loving these talks. I'm trying to listen every morning because it helps me stay motivated. This is definitely helpful till I can join the BCA, which I will join as soon as it opens. Ashley and anyone else, I will let you know that. We are going to be opening in July. I'll have an exact date probably in the next week or so. But we're shooting for a beginning of July open. And I do have to say, and you know what? I'm not going to dance around this. I am very proud of that group, and I'm very proud of the people that are in it. And we have some rock stars in there. I mean, they are just crushing it. And Ty Linda jumped in here the other day. She's one of our rock stars, and she is just amazing, and she is crushing it. Octavio jumped in the other day. Iva jumped in the other day. A lot of great people that are willing to help. And the cool thing is you get to be a part of each other's journey. So it's really, really awesome. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of throw that in there. And yes, if you are interested in that, we will be giving more details out in the future. But that is my main focus right now for any type of paid training. Yeah, so I'm really excited about Brand Creators Academy and where we're going to take that in the future. So just really, really awesome. Tell us more about the upcoming Pinterest workshop. Oh yeah, I can do that. I just recently finished up yesterday. Actually, I finished up the somewhat of a informational page, or also known as a sales page. I'll give you guys more details probably beginning of next week. But it's going to be basically, it's going to be a live, there's going to be a live component to it, but there's also going to be a recorded component to it. So my daughter actually recorded a whole bunch of training videos walking our Brand Creators Academy members through the process. And then we're also going to add another component to that, which is going to be a live Q&A, which normally you only get inside of Brand Creators Academy, which isn't open right now. So we're going to do 2 live Q&A calls after each week. So it's basically going to be dripped out for 2 weeks of the training. And then you're going to have given exercises to actually do. And then at the end of the week, we'll go over any questions, any reviews, any stumbling blocks. And then from there, we will, we'll answer all of those on that. And then we'll have templates and stuff, so it makes it easy for you and stuff. So that's going to be happening. It's going to be an experiment, really, because we're going to be testing this whole pop-up workshop thing because some people just want the workshop. And so we're going to start with this one, and we'll see how it goes. And I'll let you guys know more when we get ready. But again, if Pinterest isn't in your, plan as of yet, then don't worry about it, right? But I do believe if you're building a brand and you have a website, and you might just want to do a little bit of research on Pinterest to see if your market's there. If it is, it's really something I believe it's a quick win, and it's evergreen assets, which you guys know I absolutely love, right? I love setting a seed or planting a seed and having it grow, and then having it grow again the following year, and then the year after that, and the year after that. And what I mean by that is it's searchable. Oh, and Lloyd says, in preparation for any who want to join the BCA, what would you suggest so as to have a good start? Well, the biggest thing is this, because we give all of our members this, is the playbook. So the playbook is a must. So whether you grab this now or you do it later, this is our playbook. So I can show you guys real quick. If you go to brandcreatorsbook.com, you can grab a copy there. It is $4.99. Yes, you will buy me a cup of bulletproof coffee. You will. So it's $4.99. But there's no hard sell there. It's literally $4.99. And there's no, on the back end, you can join Brand Creators Academy. There isn't one. So right now, that's all that we have there. As far as paid training, this Pinterest thing will be up and coming. And all of our members inside of Brand Creators Academy, they're getting this training for free, and they're also getting these live Q&A calls. Plus, they also get our monthly live Q&A calls, which we do. We do them virtually sometimes too. We do one virtual one every single month, which is face-to-face. So we all get on camera and we hang out, which is pretty fun. So, all right, guys, we are going to wrap up this this Saturday edition of our Coffee Talk. Hopefully this was useful to you. Make sure that you go back and listen to this if you need to again, because to be quite honest with you, this is a big deal. If you sell yourself that you can do this, you will do it. And I have no doubt in my mind, but you do have to show up. You do got to put in the work, and you got to get through those stumbling blocks at times. All right. And we'll be here to help you with that. All right. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action. I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right.